All right, so now we're going to get into residential 412 or greater vertical vent on a residential structure. Begin with starting our saw on the ground. Reason we want to start the saw on the ground is to make sure that it's running properly and we don't run into any issues with the chainsaw once we're on the roof. We're going to keep that chainsaw running and take it up to the roof while it's running. One of the differences between commercial vertical vent and residential is that the firefighter is the first one up on the roof, and the firefighter is going to determine where to make the cut and check for integrity of the roof with his or her tool. And then the fire officer will be the second person up, bringing up the chainsaw or any other equipment that they're able to carry up. Once the firefighter puts in the trash hook into the roof there, we kind of want to try to have that one spike out, as you can see here with the cursor, and one spike in. My weight helps push the spike in all the way, giving you that 45 degree with that trash hook and increasing your footing with that tool. And then you get to begin your cut. As you see, firefighter Solinger comes up here after he hands the chainsaw, and then he supports the other end of the trash hook using one knee and his hand holding against the rung. That helps with not working too hard or exerting himself and not, having to hold all the weight of the firefighter. He's able to just transfer all that down to the ladder. Gives him also another hand free so he could use the tick to monitor fire conditions and also pass up any other tools that are needed for the vertical vent. As you can see here, I use the brake on the chainsaw each time I reposition the saw or change hands with that chainsaw. We're going to pass the tool down or the chainsaw down one side of us and tools up the other side if we need to pass any tools, just to keep our balance and not be twisting back and forth. I could easily push or bring the tool down or the chainsaw down on the left side there when we're making this cut instead of passing around the body. Once you make your cut there, you're going to punch through the ceiling. I forgot to flip the tool around and use the handling of the tool to punch through the ceiling. We want to be able to do that instead of using the hooks, because the hooks will get caught on wires or anything else that's running across the ceiling and increase our chances of losing the tool there. So after you make that first cut, you radio in to the cruising side, look at your horizontal opening, see if you have a lot of smoke and fire coming out, see if you got improvement. If the cruising side say they don't have improvement or they don't see what they like, then we're going to extend our cut so we can have some better ventilation. So once we pop through, radio in, we have what we want on the inside, and we're off the roof. And here it is again in slow motion. So we started the chainsaw on the ground. We're coming up. The firefighter's the first one up to have that beam lined up with one of the rafter tails, just so that the beam is over the top of the truss, and we have things lined up. Firefighter walks up, determines they want to make the cut, checks for integrity. We don't want to make our cut too high near the ridge line or too low, just in case something bad goes on that we fall off right away. So I know that that's not going to be feasible with every roof that's out there. So I determine the place. I puncture the roof with my trash hook. One spike in, one spike out to help with them footing. And I walk out onto it. I'll make my ID cut to see where the truss work is Once I find it, then I'll work back the other way, rolling one truss and then stopping at the second. If your spans between your trusses are really wide and it happens to go too close to the ladder, just stop, try not to hit your ladder, and reposition the saw and start your second cut. Cutting down. Saw my foot placement on this video, not in the ideal spot, so I'll kind of keep an eye on that. We'll make our third cut across, rolling that chainsaw into the roof, not just jamming it in. Cutting across your body. Get it onto the ladder, making your fourth and final cut. Once the fourth and final cut's done, we're going to pass the chainsaw. Like I said, we could have done it on the left side, just bringing it straight down. But we're just trying to eliminate the twisting of the body and losing our balance. That's why we're doing down on one side and up on the other side when we're passing tools. Using the housing to pop that trash hook out. And then we're going to move down the roof. We run out of roof here, so Firefighter Soldier would have tucked that chainsaw in the rung behind him, so it's easily accessible for him, and he just simulates doing that here at the edge of the roof line. So we'll be behind him, not in front of him. So the firefighter walks down. We want a good distance so that you can extend that cut another 4 feet, and then just repeat the process, getting that one spike in and having that other spike out so we can have better footing. Firefighter Soldier comes back up, places his knee, holds it down with his hand again, and monitors conditions, making sure the progress of the firefighter is good and things are not worsening. So he's heads up as the firefighter's heads down. So we do a first cut, second cut, third cut, as you can see with the arrows there, to extend this 4x4 to a 4x8. Again, last cut is on the roofer. So once this last cut is made, we're going to repeat the procedures of popping that trash hook out. We're going to punch through the ceiling using the handle end of the trash hook so we don't lose our tool. And once that is done, we're going to look at our horizontal openings on the eaves of the roof, gable ends, stuff like that. Make sure that the smoke that's coming out of there gets sucked in, so then you know you have an effective vertical vent, and you have a lot of smoke and fire coming out. That's another positive. And then you're going to radio in to the crews on the inside and see if they like what they have, and then you're going to get off the roof, and that is your steep pitch vertical vent. Thanks.